Hi, my name is Michael Krasman. I'm one of the co-founders of Hireology, and I wanted to answer a question that has been asked of us many times now, which is, you say Hireology's mission is to help businesses build the best places to work, and so how exactly does one go about doing that? And for me, I think there are two major criteria that I try to make sure I focus on as I'm building Hireology. And the first one is really focusing on the office culture. And then the second one is making sure you hire the right people in the first place. So as far as office culture is concerned, there's a couple things that really come to the top of my list that really assist a business in building a great office culture. The first one is making sure that you define a great core value system. And that usually comes from the founders, but it could also certainly come from the initial founding team. And generally, those core values are not going to change very much over time. They're sort of the underlying value system that the organization is going to be built upon. And you use those values to evaluate people that you're going to potentially hire. And you also look at people in your organization and see if they're missing some of those values. Maybe they aren't a great fit for your company. Sort of the second thing is making sure that you have a clearly defined vision that is shared among everyone in the organization. So it's not just the leadership team discussing where the business is going, but you make sure you're constantly articulating that to your entire organization, and frankly, sharing that even with your vendors, your customers, so people know where you're going as a business, and if they believe what you're doing, they're going to want to get behind that and help you. A third thing that I personally believe is important in a good office culture is accountability. At the end of the day, everyone has stuff they got to do, and you need a system in place to make sure that everyone knows what they're supposed to do, what they're being held accountable for, but also there's a way to kind of ensure that they're accountable to the rest of the team, that they got their job done. And then the fourth thing, for me, I think some levity in the office is important. So work hard, play hard, whatever cliche you want to plug in here, but I think somehow having fun, celebrating success, those bonding moments, I actually believe are critical to long-term success for any company. Switching gear, let's talk about the other major important thing which helps you build the best place to work, and that is hiring the right people in the first place. Generally speaking, there's that sort of idea that if you're going to need giants if you want to move mountains. So you really want to focus on hiring A players, people that truly are experts or amazing at what sort of position you're trying to fill. One criteria I try to do is find people that are better than me at whatever that role is. So I maybe understand some marketing stuff, but I'd much rather have someone who's amazing at marketing to take it and run with it. When you hire A players, and when you really focus on those individuals that you just know are amazing, they might cost a little bit more, but you know that they're really the best that you can get out there. What ends up happening is generally they hire other A players when given the opportunity to be a part of the hiring process. So as your organization scales and you're becoming further and further away from the person sitting across the table doing the interviews, if you have A players, generally they're going to be identifying more A players to bring into your organization. So that's one thing. And the other thing is they get motivated by each other. A players like to challenge each other. They like the feeling of working with other people that are stimulating them intellectually. And so I think your organization as a whole tends to operate at a much higher level. So those are my two quick tips. Focus on your office culture and focus on making sure you hire the right people, and I would define those as A players, and that will really take you a long way in building the best place to work. Thanks.